Now we have the presentation on the cyber supply chain risk management, and it's a Ministry of Power initiatives. And Mukesh Kumar, Senior Manager, CSIRT-Power, will make this presentation. Over to you.
So good afternoon. This is last presentation for today. So I hope that you will remain seated, and I promise you that I will make it quick enough. So myself, Mukesh Kumar, I am currently working with CSIRT-Power, which has been formed by an order of the ministry to look after the cybersecurity in power sector. So it's a pleasure to be here today and discuss with you one of the emerging challenges in cybersecurity, and that is supply chain cybersecurity. So we shall be discussing the current and future cyber threat landscape and the challenges posed by them, and how to adopt the risk management cycle to manage cybersecurity of supply chain, and the key initiatives taken by Ministry of Power in this regard. So today, here we are. This is the cyber threat landscape as per the NISA Threat Landscape Report 2023. And as per this report, there are 8 prime threats. And it is mostly dominated by ransomware, DDoS, and data leakage. And if we see the current situation of supply chain attack, it lies just below. But if we move fast forward and move up to 2030, according to the same agency, the supply chain attack will become the #1 prime threat. So that threat we have to mitigate, and the challenges that is coming from the supply chain. So why NISA is projecting that supply chain attack will become the #1 prime threat? That answer lies in the complexity and lack of visibility and transparency in the supply chain. So as a system integrator or as an end user, you have the visibility of your system integrator and external service provider, and it is max up to tier 1. But after that, there is negligible visibility and transparency of the component suppliers. And in the supply chain, if the weaker link becomes compromised, then there is threat of the whole supply chain. So how to manage or mitigate this supply chain cybersecurity? So there are 4 key elements as per NISA that we have to adopt. And the first one is to understand the supply chain. You understand your critical product, their providers. You understand the potential risk that is coming from your system provider. Then you have to manage a supplier relationship, have policy and procedure in place. Then you have to have a mechanism for vulnerability handling and patch updation. Then finally, you have to move toward the secure by design product and the quality of products and services. So by adopting these 4 key elements of cyber supply chain risk management, Ministry of Power has taken various initiatives, and they are trying to build an ecosystem that includes one side vendor and another side utility, and moderated by ministry or government. And this initiative includes cybersecurity testing frameworks, a trusted vendor scheme, then model contractual clauses, then cybersecurity fight and site testing. So we will look briefly one by one these key initiatives taken by Ministry of Power. So this is very important and much publicized order by ministry regarding the cybersecurity testing, in which they have mentioned 3 things. First, that all imported equipment and component has to be tested in India. Then second, if you are importing from prior reference country, then you have to take a special permission. And third, if that special permission is granted, then you have to trace those products as per the in the designated laboratory of the Ministry of Power. So this is a 2nd July 2020 orders, and in amendment to that orders, the ministry has designated CPRA as the nodal agency, and they have listed the OT and IT equipment that has to be tested as per this scheme. So this is the list of OT equipment and IT equipment. In OT, they are telling to test all the RTU, IEDs and smart meter for the communication protocol conformance testing, and all the IT equipment that has to be certified as per the common criteria recognition agreement for all the imported products. And if you are importing from the prior reference country, then all product has to be tested in India as per IC3S based scheme that is managed by STQC. Then the second initiative in the pipeline is the scheme of trusted vendor system. The scheme is a self-disclosure based scheme under which the vendor of designated products shall be identified as a trusted vendors, and product has to be bought from the trusted vendor source only. If these products are not procured from the trusted vendor, then again the testing clause will be implemented. So the obvious benefit includes the enhancement trust in the procurement process, then saving of cost and time overrun in the complete testing of the product, and we will have the major visibility and transparency in the supply chain. Then the third one is the model contractual clauses. And these clauses has the provision that has to be included in bid document, and the goal is for asset owners and provider to come together and adopt a common clauses that will help ensure security integration in the system. And it includes the clauses related to disclosure of identified vulnerability, availability of maintenance and support contract, availability of and timely release of patches, then active support of the OEM in case of any security incident in the utility. Then there will be the clauses related to obsolescence management for the legacy system. And the applicability of MCC includes all vendors, that includes OEM, system providers, security providers. Then last one is the mandate of cyber FAT and cybersecurity site assessment test. And this is mandated by the guideline issued in the power sector in 2021 and the draft regulations. And as per this, all the responsible entities shall ensure that essential cybersecurity tests are carried out successfully during FAT and SAT. And in the draft regulation also, has to be all the documents pertaining to FAT and SAT has to be maintained for the any audits. So these 4 key initiatives has been taken by the Ministry of Power to build an ecosystem to manage the emerging threat of supply chain that is still there, but it will be coming the large way for the upcoming decades. So for this, I conclude my session. Thank you.
Thanks, and with that, we conclude the deliberations on today's National Sustainable Energy Innovation Conclave. Thanks for participation.